Arch Manning was sensational in a huge blowout win over UTSA. Yes, we're going to talk about Arch Manning, but what about Quinn Ewers and what about this defense? Let's talk about it next. Hey everybody, Brian Davis from A to Z Sports here. Huge Texas win tonight, 56-7 over the UTSA Roadrunners. You knew it was going to be a big win, 35.5 favorites over the Roadrunners. Longhorns had no problems with that. How they got there, though, was pretty crazy. Quinn Ewers, let's start with an injury update. He appeared to go down, and it didn't really look like he took a direct shot. It could have been a throw. It could have been maybe he got hit on the side. Maybe he pulled a muscle. But it is much less serious than what initially feared. Steve Sarkisian talked about it after the game, strained oblique muscle. But the most important thing, it is not a cracked rib, which is what it looked like on the field, the way he went down, the way he was holding his arm out. He went to the locker room, came back in street clothes, and he was rubbing that left rib area, his left abdomen area, telling everybody, hey, don't touch me there, don't touch me there. But the fact he was all smiles and he came back and that Sark was constructive after the game, that's a great sign. Losing your starting quarterback is never good, okay? But they have a very good backup. And we'll get to him. But before we get to him, I want to talk about the Texas defense. 7 points against the Roadrunners, okay? 19 points total in the first 3 games. Texas has allowed only 19 points. This is the first time that the Horns have done this since the 1983 season, when they allowed 19 points in the first 3 games. The fact that these guys are clamping down this hard, Pete Kwiatkowski, hat tip to you, sir. I don't care who you're playing. They did play a top 10 team in Michigan, and they allowed only 12. 0, 12, and 7 are the scores from the first 3 games. That was really big. And also, too, one thing I did like tonight, too, finally got some sacks. Colin Simmons came off the edge. He got one. 3 sacks total tonight against a UTSA team that, let's be honest, was rebuilding all over the place. They had a new left tackle, a new right tackle, a new center, a new quarterback. They still managed 260 yards. Not terrible. Texas had 614 overall. Texas played a really good game defensively and got contributions from all over the place. UTSA was 2 for 17 on third down and really just couldn't get anything going. Okay, you're here to talk about Arch Manning. You want to talk about the quarterback. 9 for 12 for 223 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air, and a electrifying 67-yard touchdown run straight up the gut. Jukes the safety midfield, goes to the house. A 19-yarder to DeAndre Moore, okay? That was really impressive. That was the very first play after Quinn got hurt. Arch comes in, bang, 19-yard touchdown to DeAndre Moore. 2 plays later is the 67-yard run. So Arch had 2 touchdowns in a 3-play span for the Texas offense. Simply phenomenal, okay? Now let's talk about his other throw. A 51-yarder to Isaiah Bond. Let's be honest, that was all Isaiah Bond, okay? Arch gets the credit for that, but it was all Isaiah Bond. A little dump off to the right, and bang, the Alabama transfer takes it to the house. An amazing, amazing run for 51 yards. But the 75-yard pass over the middle to Ryan Wingo, that was sensational. And that was Manning and Wingo all themselves, right? Manning stepped up into the pocket, stood in there, delivered the ball, took a hit. The way that Ryan got underneath it, that was really sensational. And then finally, a 12-yard touchdown pass to Jonte Cook. That's something that you're going to show on film. It's one of those deals where you lay the ball out there, Jonte Cook, go get it, and he did for a 12-yard score. And just the fact that Texas could get their third stringer in there, Trey Owens, for most of the fourth quarter, I really showed you what the kind of the night was, right? The 56-7 final was padded there at the end when Ethan Burke, the pride of Westlake, got a pick 6, and that pushed the Horns over the 50-point score. But bottom line is, Arch Manning is for real. Texas has an incredible quarterback room. We noticed that as soon as before the game was over, Arch Manning's Heisman odds had come down from about 150 to 1 down to 20 to 1 and 16 to 1 in some places. Vegas thinks that Manning is going to be the starter for an extended period of time. I don't think so. I think Quinn Ewers probably sits out next week against Louisiana Monroe, and then maybe comes back for the next game against Mississippi State, the SEC opener. Because if it's one of those abdominal strains, give us the time off, give us the time to rest. Sark was very, again, like I said earlier, he was very constructive. Didn't think anything was broken or anything was hurt. To me, that just says get him some rest, get him some R&R. They certainly are going to have that next week against Monroe. Sit him down, let Manning go the whole way, and you just get through that game, and then you get ready for the SEC. But anyway, final score once again tonight: Texas 56, UTSA 7. Incredible game by Arch. Incredible start to this season for this Texas defense. All the weapons that Texas has been on display, and I think they're going to keep it going. For more, follow us along at a2zsports.com/Longhorns, and you can read all about it. But for tonight, that's it. We'll see you next time.